Russian troops have stepped up their offensive in eastern Ukraine, advancing toward the Donetsk and Luhansk regions and approaching the northern Sumy region. These moves, according to Ukrainian officials and analysts, are aimed at forcing Kiev to disperse its forces and showcase its battlefield successes to the international community, the Washington Post reports. Russian troops have come within 19 kilometers of Sumy, said Igor Shapoval, chairman of the Red Cross in Sumy Oblast. The situation is difficult, but not critical. There is no panic, but anxiety, especially among children, is felt, he noted. According to Deputy Mayor of Sumy, Artem Kuznetsov, the shelling of the city continues. The shelling is continuous. If the front line gets closer by another 10 to 15 kilometers, the artillery will terrorize our city, he warned. Nearby, near the logistically important town of Yonakovka, fierce fighting continues. The situation is very tense. Friends who hold this area say that the enemy is coming wave after wave, as if deliberately trying to exhaust our defense, said a platoon commander under the pseudonym Kast. But here, Russian soldiers are destroyed. But it seems that the Russian generals are not drawing any conclusions from this and are continuing their meat attacks. Analysts are convinced that the attacks in the Sumy region and in the direction of Dnipropetrovsk region are a diversionary tactic. In my view, the Sumy direction is a subsidiary axis for the Russians. The main goal is Donbass. They will not be able to capture Sumy. Rather, they want to exert psychological pressure and sow chaos, says Konrad Muzyka, director of the Polish defense consultancy Rochan. Even if Ukrainian forces manage to hold the city, the consequences of prolonged shelling could be catastrophic. They can turn a city into ruins, destroy the economy, create hell for the civilian population. Their style is to create suffering. They do not know how and do not want to create anything else, warns one European diplomat. Ukrainian troops are gradually pushing Russian forces back in the northeastern Sumy region, President Volodymyr Zelensky said recently. Prior to this, the Ukrainian army had almost completely withdrawn from the parts of the Russian region of Kursk it had been occupying since August last year. Russia then intensified its shelling of Ukrainian border areas, with Ukrainian authorities ordering the evacuation of 11 villages as a result.
Iran and Israel said a new wave of Iranian missile attacks had begun early on Saturday, with explosions heard over Tel Aviv. According to Associated Press, sirens and a round of explosions, possible from Israeli interceptors, could be heard booming in the sky as the Israeli military said another attack was taking place. The Israeli military urged civilians, already rattled by an earlier wave of missiles, to head to shelter. The Iranian outlet Nur News, which has close links with the paramilitary Revolutionary Guard, said a wave was being launched. The Israeli military published video on Friday morning said to show Israeli Air Force aircraft taking off and landing at sites in Israel, as the country attacked Iran. According to Associated Press, Israel has attacked Iran's capital in strikes that targeted the country's nuclear program and raised the potential for an all-out war between the two bitter Middle East adversaries. It appeared to be the most significant attack Iran has faced since its 1980s war with Iraq. Multiple sites around the country were hit, including Iran's main nuclear enrichment facility, where black smoke could be seen rising into the air. The leader of Iran's paramilitary Revolutionary Guard, General Hossein Salami, and Chief of Staff of Iranian Armed Forces, General Mohammad Bagheri, were also confirmed dead, representing a significant blow to Tehran's governing theocracy and an immediate escalation of its long-simmering conflict with Israel.